separate videos out of it.
So if we decide to break this up, this is part 2.
Yep, part 2. It
If
could
we
be part
decide
2.
to. If not, I'll cut it out.
Yeah, because like the rest of the stuff could get pretty short. It could go pretty quick.
Well, because like video games, I don't think we're going to go very hard on. There's only a few.
I only have 2.
And I have 3, and one of them is an old game. So and one of them just came out. Well, you and I just started playing recently. So
it's been out like half the year.
Like half the year, but we haven't been playing it.
I had no idea.
Do you want to do video games next then?
We can do that. Break it up that
since
way.
It's small.
Okay. We can do that.
Yeah. So the one we played together, we were still living in Mike's house. I was still living in Mike's house. And we played Helldivers 2. So we were part of that.
Fun as shit.
It was a lot of fun. It really was.
Yeah, from the launch. When did it launch?
I think we weren't in on the launch, but we were shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Like maybe a month after everybody got onto this. What a good time.
Dude, it's so much fun. It's
so much fun.
So many late nights just fighting for democracy.
Just drinking, fighting for democracy. Kids, this is your old Uncle Jrod here. I'm going to tell you a little life advice. So when you get to be in your older years, and by older I mean past the 30 mark, and you decide that some of the dumb shit you thought was important when you were in your 20s isn't that important anymore, and you could just have a fun night with your best friend, drinking and playing a stupid video game, not even both of you playing, even just one of you playing and then switching. That's what we did. We switched back and forth during missions. It was some of the best time I've had this year. It was so much fun. It was a blast. We had such a good time.
Literally would play. I would, after the mission, 30-minute thing. Like, all right, I am...
Take over.
Yep.
I need a drink.
Correct. That was intense because it's so cinematic.
It is. Unnecessarily cinematic.
Every time you're getting shot at, it just feels like, oh my God, you're fighting for your fucking life. Even though you can die and then come right back.
It means nothing.
If you have enough of the things. But
so the moral of the story, kids, stop stressing about stuff that doesn't mean shit. Just have fun.
Just go have fun.
You're only
get a computer.
Once. Yeah.
LAN parties were the shit back in the day.
Oh my God, they were so
that's what we're almost emulating. Is like
essentially it was an old school LAN party of just,
but only one computer.
But we only have one computer, so we just switched back and forth. Yeah. Oh, it was such a good time.
It's a freaking blast. That game that I have not played in months because it's one of those games that can get repetitive.
Yeah, it does.
And the last mission we had that we were like trying like hell to like complete was it's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Even we were playing on high difficulties, but like even on easy difficulties, like it was fucking insane.
It was very difficult.
Because you had to drill? You had to drill into like a certain area.
That was after one of the updates.
It was after one of the updates. You had to drill in a certain area, and while that's happening, you're getting swarmed with bugs.
Yeah. It was difficult.
And then the bugs would also attack your drill that you had to launch. So like you'd have to call down this drill in only this area,
right?
And then they would attack that, and it would take, I don't know, minutes for it to finish drilling. So then you could do the next part of the goal. And it was so fucking hard. Yes. And no one knew what we were doing.
Right.
So like we're just dying. We're just dying.
Yep.
It felt like the point was for us to die.
Yeah.
That's what it
was
felt
punishing.
Like. Yeah, it was like, okay.
Punishing.
It was like the developers were like, all right, y'all are proving yourself too good. So
so here's a challenge
Here's a challenge.
Yeah.
And we don't think you're going to do it.
Yeah. It was extremely difficult.
It almost seemed like we watched some guys play it on YouTube, and it almost seemed easier with one person.
Yeah.
Because so many other people were fucking it up for us by like throwing grenades or just shooting the fucking drill, because you can also friendly fire your own equipment.
Easily.
And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks so much. And I think it just got to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. It got to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm just beating my head against the wall.
Right.
For what reason?
And also, by that time, it was full swing of summer.
And that's true.
We had other stuff going on.
This was definitely
we both have jobs.
Yeah.
We have lives.
And not long after that, I got like my motorcycle and stuff. So like we were doing
spoilers for the end of this.
We're playing this pretty much fucking.
It was a winter
and
game.
Almost like every other night sometimes, and then much longer on the weekends. Like get out of work and then I would just go fucking. I guess if I was traveling, it'd be on the weekends mainly.
It was
but,
the weekends.
You know, Friday nights or Saturday
night or Saturday night, depending. Till 2, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
I haven't done that shit since I was in my early 30s, and like.
It's so much
it
fun.
was so much fun. It was such a good time.
Yeah.
So
just making whiskey sours or Tito's and soda.
Yeah. Whatever we had.
Whatever we had, and just
going to town on Helldivers too. What a good game.
Freaking blast! I'm gonna have to fire back up. It has fallen off because I got to the point where like that's another reason I quit playing is because like I'm trying to play online missions and I couldn't find parties to join. Like it would just sit.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing in an old Call of Duty server and there's no one on.
There's like 12 guys left.
Even though you look at the player count and it says like, tens of thousands of people are playing. And I'm like, cool. Surely one of these matches are going to be open for me to play or join or someone join me.
Right.
Didn't happen. And so at the time I just got frustrated because I tried for a couple days.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But
the game's
up to
while it lasted,
so much fun.
It was a blast.
It's a blast. And I guarantee I'll pick it back up and play it some more.
Right.
Because even though it's repetitive, it's one of those mindless things where like you just are blowing the shit out of anything you come near. You don't give a shit.
Minimal strategy.
Yeah.
The point is to blow things up.
Yes.
Shoot stuff and blow it up.
Super cinematic and glorious as you can while you're doing it.
Your objective is to make a climax scene from a 90s big budget action.
Yep.
That's the goal.
That's
the whole goal.
Gun.
Yeah,
or
whatever, like
Michael Bay type.
From the 90s, 80s, just
editors, put an explosion behind me as I'm looking glorious.
I'm the editor. I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to jump in sideways here and throw the other game I had in. I played for the first time the kind of, I don't know, God of War 4.
Yeah.
I know it's an older game. I know it's been out since 2018. Yeah. But I recently moved in with my partner a few months ago, and she has a PS4.
I know I said that all ghost-like.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
How do you do the ooh? There you go.
There.
That's the ooh I was
That's
looking for.
That's what you were going for. So I sat down for probably 3 weeks and blasted out God of War 2018, God of War 4, whatever you want to call it. What a great game. What an absolutely great game.
Yep.
Back when, and I'm not going to go into big detail about this because it's an old game, but the thing I wanted to focus on was how they had taken the original God of War story and grown it up. So like, this is a story.
Yeah.
Like Kratos now has a kid that's not dead. Like, and he's actively trying to keep from killing this kid. It was such, and me being a father, I don't care unless you're just a shitty dad, that story will do something to you as a father. It really will. It will make you recognize certain things in yourself about like, yes, I am trying to be better. I'm trying to do better by my child than my father was to me, blah, 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 blah. And it's not necessarily exclusive to gender either, because in the story, it's a father-son thing.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it is father to child.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I do say specifically father because Kratos is very identifiable in that role.
Yeah.
But the point is, this is a father connecting with his son. The message is universal, though. So that was an excellent game. Fun. Like,
I only played for like
into it.
10 minutes, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It's a blast. It's a blast. I had it queued up in my Steam to buy because around Thanksgiving or whatever, it was on sale for like $20. And I was like, all right, cool. It's in my cart. I should have bought it at the time because days later, it went right back up to $60.
Yeah.
And I missed my opportunity. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to play it really bad, but it's hard for me to justify $60.
Yeah.
For
it's
a
a
game.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for like a 6-year-old game now?
Yeah. So you did...
So I did my God of War game. Now, the only one I have left is the same one that I think you're talking about.
So this is probably going to get spliced together at some point.
Yeah.
The game that we just started playing, both of us started playing within
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, within the last couple weeks. That's so much fucking fun. Is Hades 2. But it's the early release.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
still in process.
It's still in process, and who knows when it's going to be final. But we had no idea. I think I don't think it was ever announced. I think it just happened to be in the Steam store because it just seems like it came out of nowhere for a lot of people. I'm sure if you follow it, but I don't follow super giant games. I don't follow.
I should. Their games are amazing.
I do now. They're on my Instagram, because I'm going like, all right, well, this is a fun as shit game.
Because Hades 1 was amazing.
And it took me a little bit to like really get into it. Because I watched you and your kid play it. Yeah. And I was like, well, that looks fun as hell. And I tried a little bit. I did okay.
You got frustrated at first.
Correct.
Because I don't think you had played a lot of roguelike games.
No. Yeah. I mean, because I do a lot of like, button smashers. I loved God of War. And I was like, oh, it looks like it's similar to that. Yeah. It's similar, but not quite the same. But holy shit, like once you get the hang of it, especially with the dash strike move, and then learn how to avoid and then not get... I'm very much a melee character type of player. As much as I like sorceress and things like that from like Diablo, like playing from a distance, I'm very much a barbarian. I want to go in and beat the shit out of something.
Just wail on stuff.
Right up. And I just want to, stand and bang. Yeah. That's all we're doing, dude. But playing with this one a little more, it's just awesome. It's so much fun. The first one was great. The second one is just as much fun so far.
Yeah. And it's not even done.
Oh, like
man,
literally,
it's a blast.
Like they're still releasing like major patches for it. Like apparently the next patch is scheduled in January or February.
Oh, is it really? Okay, I didn't know that.
It's like the next early big patch to fill in. I don't even know what it's going to include. They tell you everything, that they do. But it follows a little different story. It's Zagreus' sister, right?
Yeah.
Who's spoiler for people. You can bleep this out if you will.
Yeah.
She's going to fight Kronos.
Yes.
Apparently he wrecked their town. He basically didn't kidnap, or
he I think the gist that I got from the story was that he kidnapped Hades, and Zagreus, and his Persephone.
Yeah.
And has them squirreled away, and I think he's living in the underworld right now.
Yeah.
I think that's
so
the gist. I'm still unclear on that completely. We just started playing
like 2 weeks ago.
A few weeks ago.
And it's hard. I feel like
very difficult.
Like right out the gate, it's harder than the first one, I think. And that's even after playing it. Like we've done okay. Like
you're definitely a little farther along than I am.
But not by much. Yeah. Like I've beaten 1, 2, 3 bosses, and then on maybe. And then I got so far after the third one, but I don't know where I am in that progress, right? Like you walk through gates, and it's I think there's 5 gates you got to walk through, and I got to the 3rd level gate or something, and I'm down on health. I've got my ass kicked on that 3rd boss. I didn't refill enough of my health and stuff, so I'm just surviving. So I don't know how far I've gotten after that, but holy shit, is it hard.
The game it's not done.
The second boss I think is the next to fighting Hades
hard.
In the first one, it might be the hardest boss. The third one, Cerebus, is super fucking hard too. I once you learn the few things he does, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
The sirens are way fucking harder.
The sirens kicks my ass several times now.
Cerebus does way more damage in his strikes, but they're easy enough to avoid.
They're telegraphed
if you're being patient, you can just go all right, I'll wait for my opportunity, go in, strike.
Sure.
And then bounce back out.
Dip, yeah.
The sirens, it's so fucking chaotic, but awesome because the music, dude, the music
is incredible.
That happens during that fight is fucking sick.
I'm going to go even further. I'm going to double down on that. The entire sound of that game, the effects, the ambience, the voice acting.
The voice acting is great. They
kills
it. Yeah.
Everything about the audio element of that game is itching the things in your brain that you just love. I think it's great. Yeah. I love it.
It does everything you want for your ears, visually.
Visually is interesting. It's fun. I like the art style.
The art style is awesome, just like the first one.
Yeah.
And the replayability, because you're not meant to beat it in one run.
Right.
Experts can.
Sure, if you're if you're
really
one of
good.
those weirdos that's good at that stuff.
Yeah, that can just crush a fucking game like that.
I'm not that good.
I'm not that good either. Like I'm okay. I'm probably average-ish, like player for it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Because like you die, but it doesn't feel like the game's over.
Right.
That's not how
because you get more story.
You get more story.
And it's such a clever design.
It's a very well done design because you're made to die. You're made to start over
Right.
and then continue. The characters joke about it like, well, you're back again. It's like, yeah, I got my ass kicked.
Now here's a very significant piece of lore that you wouldn't have learned unless you died.
Correct. I mean, it's so much fun. I definitely recommend it. Super Giant and everyone behind those games.
Bravo.
Phenomenal
Just
job.
phenomenal. And I have heard they're one of the few video game studios that
Actually
treats their people well. And it's
which is
good for you, Pete. Man, I wish there needs to be more things like that.
Yeah, like you're making video games, dude. Like it's supposed to be fun.
That's like the point.
Treat everyone fairly because like that's how you make a good game. If everyone that's working there is having a fun time making it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so because it seems like it and I want it to be true.
Yeah, I hope so too. I really do. That game is a fucking blast. I definitely recommend download that. I think it was like $30 on Steam.
Yeah, it was
$26.99 on sale or something like that. Yeah. Like for $30, I mean, I have got 10 hours probably playing it already.
Yep, I have at least 7 or 8, if not more.
It's worth $30 right there.
It's worth the money. It's worth every penny.
So much fun.
For that kind of replayability, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And again, if you buy it, you get the game when it's all done.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like you're just,
it's early access now. So like you'll notice that some of the characters, like you're saying, some of them are like
the portrait's
robed.
not there yet.
Yeah, it's not there. There's parts of the game I'm sure that I don't know what's unfinished. It's so well done, even in this early release. I don't know what's not done. Like what else is there? Because I knew that. I thought after beating Cerberus that I was like, oh, that's probably it, right?
Right.
Like, that's a third boss in an early development game.
Yeah.
That's probably all you're going to get. No, there's plenty more for me to do.
Right.
I'm like, okay, do I get to beat it? Like, how far do I get to go with this? And then I fucking died.
Yeah.
I was having like the best run that I've ever had from the first one. I can't say that. I mean, you beat the first one. That's your best run, right?
Yeah.
But doing awesome. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go real far. After the fucking Cerberus fight, I was like, oh no, like I got so fucked.
Oh no, this is bad.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I hope I survive. And like, so like I'm going through all these levels, and it's very much, how like in Hades, you almost had to guess between like the 5 stations to choose from.
Yeah.
And one of them could lead you right to the ending.
One could go directly to Hades.
Yeah, the other ones were like, but you could choose like, all right, I want to do health and this or that.
Yeah.
Like you have something similar to that after Cerberus, and you're going through these.
Okay, so they follow that. That's cool. I liked that. It was challenging.
And so like you're in like a cellar or something, and you have like a few different options to choose from. You can either continue the story to try to get to Kronos, or you can choose, I need more health, so I'm going to go do this health mission, and then I'll come back and then go through the third gate whatever.
For sure.
So I like that. It's super fun because you're like, all right, well, I'm going to chance it, and I can either take the health I've got, or I could go get another boon. And
might make the difference.
Might make the difference.
Yeah.
Correct.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
Because it makes you think like, okay, risk versus reward.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because
I love that.
Like in that one, I'm going like, all right, I already got, like, I've made it this far, and like I beat Hecate with like taking virtually no damage. I beat the Silent the Sirens, and I'm pretty sure I still had my armor at the end of that one. So like I took damage, but like not a lot, so I still had my armor.
Hell yeah.
Made it through that round, got to Cerberus, got my fucking dick smashed in, but beat it barely. And then I was like, all right, I'm just on a health mission. I need to regain all this health. I get pools and stuff like that, and I could only buy so much, but I had like, I don't know, like 80 something. Like again, my armor's gone at that point. So I'm like, I'm screwed, and you can't use your keepsake more than the one time.
Right.
After you swap that out, because I had already done that, I'm like, well, once your keepsake especially for the armor one, works until you're out of that armor.
Right.
And then that's it. So like, oh, fuck it, I may as well swap it out and try to get something else. I tried to cheat. I was like, all right, if I swap it out, I'll go back to it later.
You can't do that.
You cannot do that.
Once per run.
Once per run.
That's all you get.
And I'm like, damn it, I thought it would.
Because the first game did that too, because I thought I'd be clever.
Yeah, I thought I'd be clever, and then I forgot.
Oh no, you switched. You're done.
I was like, this is it for the night. I'm like, shit. All right, because it would be fucking handy right about now.
Oh no, that's
but
too
you
easy.
don't get that. Yeah. So yeah, like I was just on a mission to try to rebuild my health before being hopeful that I'd make it to Chronos, but I did not.
What a great game.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited to play.
I almost can't wait to go play it again.
I know. I'm super excited to play the finished product. You know, and
after we're done talking to you, lovely listeners / watchers,
we're probably gonna go play Hades.
It's such a blast so far. And again, I don't know what's not finished because like it seems so polished already.
Yeah,
you know,
and you know,
kudos to them. I mean, maybe it's easier for them since they had the first one was such a success.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we just need to change the shades of some things and redo some layouts.
That's not what they did, though.
No, it's not what they did.
That's not what they did. They built on it. Which is good for a sequel.
Good, yeah.
Like, I understand the temptation of just, you already got a roadmap, keep going forward. Well, like, yes, it's still that kind of game.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. Like, they've taken it in another direction.
I mean, and we've also found like I'll say flaws, but like one thing I don't like, it seems like they changed the timing of like your dash strike from the first one.
It's a little different.
It's a little different.
I don't know if it is, but it feels different.
It feels different. You know, and it could be the weapon combos that you have now. Like I'm not sure about it because I do think I liked the weapons in the first one better, at least so far.
Yeah.
But you know, they're still really awesome. Like there's the Omega moves you do.
They're really good.
Are awesome. Because I don't remember like they had something like that, right?
Not really.
Yeah,
you had casts, and that was about it.
You know,
that was
and you're special.
Yeah.
You know, but these are super fun.
And the thing I love about that, the justification is she was raised by Hecate.
That's true. Yeah, she's a witch.
The witch of the crossroads.
Yeah.
So it would follow that she has arcane abilities that Zagreus doesn't have.
Yes.
What a good way to justify that.
It's awesome.
You know, it's so
awesome.
Cool. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, the dash strike seems a little off compared, but I don't know. It just seemed like in the first one you could just smash the fucking buttons together,
and that could be deliberate.
Always worked, and it could have been like that. Be like, hey,
because she's more arcane focused, so maybe there's a difference there.
Right.
I don't know.
And also to get people playing the games, like, all right, here's a thing that's really useful.
Right.
We're gonna make it pretty easy for you to do, so you feel really good at it, and you'll get better as you do it. But like, here's an easy way to attack while also getting out of range of a lot of enemies, but not too far. It's not like you're dashing across the map by doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you get, the invincibility window kind of while you're doing it, but as soon as you're done, like you're able to be hit again.
Right.
So
your hitbox opens right back up.
Correct. Yeah. So if you dash strike into an enemy, you might have avoided whatever thing they sent towards you, whatever ranged object or whatever, like an orb or something. But you're right back in the hitbox, and they can probably spin their weapon and just fucking wreck you.
Yeah.
So like it just, I can see them like trying to make the first one easy-ish, and then they expect you to be much better by the second one. By the time that second game comes out, you should be a much better player.
If you played the first one and you liked it, like, okay, you already have a baseline.
Correct.
You need to you need to understand what
Which honestly
doing.
I kind of like. They go,
I appreciate that. Yeah, me too.
Don't dumb it down for players. It's, we're going to make it a little more challenging in a way by just switching up the timing a little bit. And honestly, once I've gotten used to it, I'm like, okay,
it's not so bad.
It's not so bad because there's other things. Again, the Omega moves are awesome.
Yeah.
The special strikes, by pressing and holding the button to do something even more powerful.
Yeah.
It definitely makes up for the how the dash strike isn't the same.
Right.
I'll go like,
all right. I think that's
probably my biggest like gripe, more or less, right now. But they make up for it so much better in other aspects of the game. I'm like, all right, it doesn't even matter.
I would say so. Yeah.
It bothered me at first because I didn't know any better. But you adjust your playing style, and it's just so much fun. It's
a great game.
Much fun.
It's a great game so far.
I'm having a blast.
I'm looking forward to more. So that was our video game portion, I think. I think that about rounds it out, right? Because we didn't play a lot of video games this year. Not really.
I mean, I played Mario Party. I got the new Jamboree, which is it's fun.
It's fun, but it's a Mario Party.
It's Mario Party.
If you like Mario Party, you're gonna like it. It's kind of that thing.
Yeah, it's okay. We
did play Mario Wonder.
Oh yeah, played Mario
I forgot
Wonder.
about that.
Yep,
That was
that's
fun.
a fun game. That's definitely.
That's a sidebar, but it was a blast because we played that together too.
It's like no, it gave me just enough like nostalgia feeling for like Super Mario 3 back in the day,
and Super Mario World,
Oh,
man.
Super fun, well done game. I played as Yoshi. I think
you were Yoshi.
Pretty much, because you don't take damage. You can still die and like fall off ledges and stuff. But if you,
other than that, you're invincible.
You're invincible.
Yeah.
Which I was like, you know what? On my first playthrough, I'm taking easy mode. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Which was helpful because I think if we were both taking damage, like
oh god,
we would still be playing.
We would still be on this fucking game.
Because it gets hard. It gets pretty damn hard.
Towards the end of that game, it was challenging.
Yep. But that's super fun to play with friends.
Yeah. We sat on the couch and played it.
You can play online, so you don't have to be, in the same room. It doesn't have to be a local thing, but it's fun.
It is fun.
Playing in the local room together is a blast because, for one, you get to fucking bitch at each other for what was the thought
game
process.
becomes combative.
It just does because you're like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, what was the decision making here?
Yeah. But that one, that's definitely a fun one. I got my sister and them to buy that one. They got 3 kids over there. It's just a blast. But it's hard. It's hard for kids.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as like the older like Mario games.
Although
it's one of those,
some of those old. Have you tried to play some of those old Mario games?
No, I haven't. I have watched people like speed run like Mario 3 and stuff, and it seems like you're able to jump through and like basically play it along to the music.
Yeah.
Almost like you're playing to the frame rate of the game.
Which is amazing.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure it just comes with skill level, right?
Yeah.
Like on how good they are. And how
it's a skill issue.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill issue. I mean, it's a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it seems like you can run through it and then jump on things in beat for beat of like what the music is.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Like they timed it deliberately for. They're like, all right, well, yeah, you can speed run this if you pay attention to all these little things.
Dude, this was the 80s and 90s. Who even knows?
Yeah.
Like, that might be the case. I have no clue.
It's freaking sweet.
Yeah.
But Mario Wonder, that's a good one.
That was one I just remembered.
Yep.
But we played that together too. I was, of course, Daisy, as I always am, because I am convinced that a redhead is going to kill me. That is part of the Sellouts lore, is that Jrod will one day be killed by a redhead.
Yep.
We've established
whether he's dating or married
doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be the same gender. It could be a non-binary person just walks up and stabs me.
Could be.
But that's what it's going to be. A redhead's going to kill me someday. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good part 1 because this is already an hour long.
I kind of figured it would go like this.
I did too, but I think this would be a good section to like
again,
hard cut, and then part 2 because we still have 2 more categories.
We do. 2 more
and a bonus thing.